Let's talk about the definition of a WordPress professional. First, I want to talk about what is in a title. Let's define the term WordPress professional. Now, what's in a title? Now, generally, we assign titles. We see that when people are giving a promotion, they're happy because they're giving a new title that shows that they have maybe seniority over others, or gives them some sort of um, validation on what they're doing. And titles are really important for a lot of people. Now, when people work with WordPress, you see generally people being calling themselves website developers or WordPress developers. Now, there are other titles, like for example, that have negative connotations. And I recently saw someone using that title for themselves in a Facebook group, asking how much they should charge. And someone told them that it was a WordPress implementer. And someone told them, you're just putting yourself in the lowest category possible for doing this kind of work. Why are you doing that? And the truth is that sometimes a title, depending on the definition that people see on it, um, it gives you ranking or it takes away from you. So, and I've seen people in Reddit groups um, saying, devs, WordPress developers saying, looking, saying you should call yourself a WordPress implementer if you can only use, let's say, a page builder to build WordPress sites. You don't know any coding, you don't know anything. You should just be an implementer. Like that's something that they should be ashamed of. But I think that working with WordPress is a little more complicated than that. And while there are some people that are beginners and want to go out and they're brave enough to go out and start saying that they're website designers, even if it just made one site, um, you sort of guide yourself by what your title is. Now, a WordPress professional, I believe, or I call a WordPress professional someone that uses WordPress in their work, in their work, around their work. Um, and it can be a role as small as a virtual assistant that is just updating contents to someone's blog. That's a WordPress virtual assistant, or someone that is developing plugins. Those are WordPress professionals too. So the word can take a lot uh, of different meanings. And you might say, well, why do I want to call myself a WordPress professional if I'm a WordPress developer? Well, you might not. If you have the ranking, if you have the skills, you might just definitely just call yourself a WordPress developer. But there are many things that don't match, and this is the case that it has been for me. Things that don't match. For example, in my case, why I call myself a WordPress professional and educator is because, for example, I develop WordPress sites. I build them sometimes based on a theme a commercial theme that my colleague has made designs based on, but I don't do the design. So I really don't feel comfortable saying, hey, I'm a WordPress designer, I'm a website designer, because I don't design. I build, I develop the design that someone gives me and I build it into WordPress. So I really don't feel comfortable calling myself a website designer. And why not call myself a WordPress developer? Because I don't believe that I'm a WordPress developer. I think WordPress developers know how to build plugins or how to build complex themes. They know PHP really well and how to work with WordPress, the APIs and things like that. And I don't know how to do those things, or I haven't taught myself how to do those things yet. So I don't really consider myself a WordPress developer either. So what am I supposed to call myself? Am I just a schmuck that works with WordPress? No, I'm a WordPress professional. I build websites with WordPress, and I create them, I build them, and I maintain them for clients. That's what I do. And my work is valuable. So I need a title that reflects that. So that's why when I heard someone use the term WordPress professional, I took to it really fast because it helped me define myself at a different level, not just someone tinkering with WordPress, but someone who's actually doing work with it. And I really like that term, and I use it for myself. And a lot of people can start their careers using the term um, because they build sites or they help with blog with content management and things like that, and they can sell their skills using this title that will help define who they are and what the work they do. So it's important that in this book, I've put together a lot of roles, different roles that you can be a designer, tech support, and things like that. Roles that use WordPress as their main focus in their work. And the reason that I'm doing that is so that you know what roles are available to you there. If you're just beginning to freelance or you want to start a career with WordPress and this term WordPress professional draws you, you have all these roles that you can uh, aspire to become um, by choosing WordPress as a tool for your work. So let's go ahead and talk more about those WordPress roles that you can use in your work.